Hello, welcome to post-race Preakness at Pimlico edition of Turf Talk. I'm James Scully, joined by John Scheinman, and Exaggerator did it. Rallied boldly to win the Preakness, handed Nyquist his first defeat. Cherry Wine got up by nose for second. John, your thoughts on the race?
I'll tell you what, those West Coast boys really took it to Mario Gutierrez today, right?
Oh, yeah.
Fernandez Perez, right out of the gate on Uncle Lino, he's race riding Nyquist from the get-go.
Yeah.
And they're engaged in a speed duel in 22 and change going into the first turn. This is a purposeful act on him of aggression against Mario Gutierrez. They threw that guy out of his game. Then you got the Sormo taking a route that all the other jockeys are avoiding inside on what everybody thought was a quagmire.
Yes.
He's down in there, he's laying poise, he's pulling off, he's watching the pace develop, he knows it's pretty quick, and he's waiting and biding his time to turn Exaggerator loose. He does, and they win the Preakness Stakes. Phenomenal for him to come back home to where he cut his teeth at the Maryland tracks. But one other thing about the West Coast boys ride Mario Gutierrez. Exaggerator gets the lead, he cuts in front of Nyquist, kicking the mud right up in his face. It's like, we're going to brutalize this guy.
Well, I will say that Gutierrez, I mean, he knew that there was other speed in the race. I mean, Uncle Lino's only chance was to, to go forward at the start. Same with Awesome Speed, who was like up there pushing him as well in third. And I thought he had every opportunity to perhaps take back a little bit and settle right off him. He had proved so tractable in the Derby and in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And I just think that the connections are just really like kicking themselves that they didn't get the right trip. It's just like you mentioned, too hot a pace.
Whose fault is that, though? I think it's the riders. He knows he has a tractor for the horse. Look, if you're going to go up for the lead, and make a commitment, and a guy starts to race ride you, don't go through a first quarter in 22 and change.
Yes.
He could have pulled him off after that and said, no, we don't need to do this. Uncle Lino actually might have won the Preakness had he done that. But it's a better choice for Nyquist. And if you go through the chart, the only one of the speed horses that survived it all was Nyquist. All the others are down
he
at the
ran
bottom
commendably for third. He just missed the second by nose. I mean, Cherry Wine came up late, nipped him right in a close photo. But I mean, it was still a really game effort by the colt, considering you could tell turning for home, it looked like Exaggerator was just going to blow right by him.
Right, but my final takeaway from this is Exaggerator is, comparative to the rest of this class, a superior horse, but this was primarily a jockey's race.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's just, Exaggerator used to race on the lead. He used to be race on or up close to the lead. They changed run styles this spring in the San Felipe, and he's been a one-run closer in 4 consecutive starts now, and that was such a powerful late kick. I mean, you really have to give him all the credit in the world for becoming, so outstanding, because let's face it, he was 0 for 4 against Nyquist coming in today.
And he's run a really strong series of speed figures in the last 3 starts.
Right.
The interesting thing was the whole question about this horse Exaggerator was he gonna regress off the last performance? And a lot of people thought he would. But Keith Sormo really kept saying the key and strength of this horse is his ability to rebound after a strong effort, and he thought he would more than Nyquist did, and he was proven right, and he was not lying to the public. He was putting it right out there, and he backed it up.
I think we come out of the Preakness with also a couple other nice horses. Cherry Wine was only making his 3rd stakes start, ran a good, second. Stradivari was only making his 4th start and his 1st stakes attempt. So he looks like a good horse going forward. It was a good 4th today for him.
But it gets back to what we talked about on today's earlier video about Foundation and Todd Fletcher horses when they go to these big events. They weren't set up for the Derby correctly. They didn't have the foundation to run in the Derby. This horse was poised to pounce in 4th place most of the way around the track, and he didn't have it, and I think it was foundation. He looks like a very good horse that'll set up later down the line.
Well, John, it's been a pleasure talking to you on these podcasts. Really loved it. Had a great time at the Preakness. Saw a great race by Exaggerator, and I'm sure we'll be back in 3 weeks at Beaumont Stakes for another edition of Turf Talk. So.
You got to admit you're tired.
Oh yes, exhausted.
We're tired.
It's a long day. But thanks for joining and watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.